Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Vincent Meza with Listings to Leads, and it's time to start our Get Started class. So if you don't mind, hi Dana, let me know if you can hear me and see my screen okay. Last week we had some problems. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. There should be a little comment section where you can put that. And let's see here. Yep, awesome, thanks. I'm going to see if I can turn this on so that your questions show up. Will appear on the screen. Okay, cool. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. It's Monday, and today it's Get Started. So this is really for our new clients and also for our long-term clients that just need a kind of a brush up on what we have here. So before we dive into the system, I always like to take people just a little bit below the fold here on our website to get the highlights. Right on the left-hand side, you can see all the marketing tools, easy Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads. These can be done in a couple clicks. We have marketing funnels in the form of for your listings, for PDF guides, and for landing pages. So each of you get 80 PDF guides, 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers, lots of ways to market those. You get unlimited landing pages. There's about a half dozen created already, and everything that you create is kind of, there's a template. So all you really have to do is click a couple buttons and type in the name of your city. We also have a social media ad software and free social media posts. So if you know that social media is there, but you really don't want to spend a lot of time on it, we have a perfect solution for you. We have a lot of tools for email marketing. We have very powerful print tools, especially when it comes for getting more listings. Our print tools are actually some of the most effective tools that we have. And we have a good marketing calendar. We have a lot of great tools in the system and a lot of great ways to learn. So on the right side of this panel, it shows the kinds of things we have to help follow up. So we have kind of an email campaign that'll help you. We have AI text follow-up, which is really powerful at converting leads, especially if you're running Facebook ads. You definitely want to be looking at our AI stuff. So let's get into the system and talk a little bit about just what are the resources. So when you log in, you will find yourself on the top left there. It says marketing calendar. I want to point this out because there are resources here to help you get your arms around our platform. There is a daily calendar, and each day there is a task. So, you know, if you have extra time, these marketing in this way gives you free lead gen tools and also paid lead gen tools. If you want to run ads, great. If you want to do free email or other tools or other free social media stuff, every day has that. So some are for buyers, some are for sellers. And so it's definitely worthwhile kind of clicking through there, especially if you have any downtime. Now, up on the top are 3 tabs, and resources is what I want to point everybody to. Here will get you to our YouTube channel. And I got to say that our YouTube channel is, I think, one of the most effective things for getting, you know, your arms around our platform. Scott and I do live training 5 days a week. And you'll either see them recorded here or over on this page here that says live. So I'm going to send this link to everybody right now. And Trisha, you're saying you need to get reactivated. You can email me, Vincent Listings to Leads, if you want, and I can look at that a little bit later. But right now, there's a link to this page, and we have, like I said, we have live training almost every day of the week, but everything is recorded. So it's either on that live page or it's on this page. And I want to kind of point out something for everybody to see. So this is on the videos page, and this is on YouTube. And let's see here. I just had it there a second. You see this one that says Facebook ads cheat sheet? That is a 6-minute video showing you how to correctly run an ad on Facebook. Now, I don't know if everybody's run ads on Facebook before. I don't know if you've done it on our platform. We have Facebook software in the system. but there's still some ways to maximize it, to get more leads for your money, and just to get better exposure, just to have the best optimized performing ad. That 6-minute video you should watch a few times as you're running ads, because it's great, and it tells you how to do it correctly. And then once you've done it a few times, you will know, okay, I got to check it out, and you'll be able to do that. So that you can get to here from the resources page on Marketing Calendar. There's also the mastermind group, which you definitely got to check out. And you should really be scanning this maybe 15 minutes a week. Just come in once a week and see what is going on. Scott and I will be talking in here. But also agents come in here and they ask questions and they share things. So I want to point out something that I just noticed. This here is actually somebody talking about how they want a listing presentation with our listing presentation. So we definitely want to talk about the listing presentation. I'll show that to you. But also in this page, I think there's something really useful, which will get kind of our discussion going. So if you're new to us, you may not know that there are more than 200 tools that capture leads for you. Some are in print, some are in emails, some are free social media posts, and others are like with paid ads through Facebook and Instagram and Google. And it's the Facebook and Instagram leads that come in with name, email, and phone number all the time. And the accuracy of that contact information is about 80% is what we see. So when you're using a landing page and you mail it to somebody, or you share something for free in a group somewhere or online, you might get a name and email, right? You might get an address, but you're not going to get a name, phone number, and email until you start leveraging Facebook ads. And Tony Valdez put in here on July 5th, like, hey, he said, I invested $150 for 3 listings. So he ran 3 $50 ads, which we would highly recommend. Now, he didn't spend $150, but I want to kind of show what he's saying is he's using AI text follow-up. We have this really great AI text. So there are 13 leads, and he's already in personal contact with 3. And he's leveraging the AI to kind of warm them up. But he's only spent at this point about $30, right? 30, not even $35 to speak to 3 people, and still has 10 more leads, to work on. And that's great. We definitely like to see that. But that's just sort of some of the things you can do with the system. So let's get into the platform. And before we kind of go too far into it, I want to walk you through how you set up, okay? Because a lot of agents sign up, some don't even do the full setup, and it's really, it's not helpful if you don't, because once it's set up, a lot of automation happens. So when you log in, the first time, it's going to ask for your name and an email and create a password, and then it will ask for a credit card, and then, we put you on a month-to-month account. Then we say, hey, put your photograph in there, and if you need to put any of this in there, put it in. If you don't need it, don't worry about it. We'll ask you to upload your logo. And if you're from any of the big franchises, we have your color schemes in there, so you can add those. If not, you can do your own custom to meet your stuff. And again, you can add these fields if you need them. If you don't, you can skip them. But here's where the really important part is, and not all agents do this, and they absolutely should. We do social media auto posting. I'll show you what that looks like in a couple minutes. But when your listings hit our system, we will auto post them. We'll put a picture, or a few pictures of the home. We'll put some relevant text, and we'll put them on your social media accounts, all of these accounts. We also create a virtual tour from that listing, from that, as it comes in from the photos. We do a pan and zoom, and we upload it to our YouTube channel. But if you have your own YouTube channel, you can say, hey, when I list your home, I put it on my YouTube channel. If you use Gmail, you actually have a YouTube channel. You may have never sort of dusted it off and branded it and put your picture and stuff there. But if you do, then you can connect it right there. Then we go to the next page. And this is where we connect your Facebook ad account. And you do need a business page on Facebook. You just can't have a personal page. And you connect that, and that allows us to help you run ads in just a couple clicks. And I'll definitely be showing you how to do that. And then the next one, and this kind of gets kind of, I don't know, this is where people kind of lose it because they're like, I already connected to social media, but we're asking you to connect again. And this is very important. If you like, if you know that you need to be on social media, but you really don't want to spend a lot of time there, this section here is great because you can connect your Facebook business pages and community pages, a number of them. You can connect your Instagram, your Twitter, or X, and you can also connect Google My Business. And this is growing our agents' accounts, especially on Instagram. And for Google My Business, this constant refresh of content is getting ranked by Google so that our clients' Google My Business pages are showing up on page 1 of any local real estate search. And that's great because when we talk about paid ads, yeah, paid ads are great, especially with Facebook. You're going to get in front of people, you're going to get contact information. But when somebody does what's for sale in my market, or homes for sale, or how do I sell my home, anything real estate related, if your Google My Business page is on page 1, that's awesome. And this content is getting ranked there. So you connect here, you tell us how many days a week you want us to post. And then these each, if you click on the eyeball, you'll notice that there are dozens of articles. They're all colorful, they're light, they're conversational. They're not heavy, industry reads. They're really designed for social media. So it's really helping our clients out. After that, you drop in your email that is in your MLS, okay? And that helps us sweep your listings automatically into your account. So on the previous couple pages, you already connected your social media. Now your listings drop in and we can auto post them to your socials. If you don't have your own listings, there is a function to grab a listing right here. So maybe you're going to borrow a listing. Maybe you're sitting at somebody's open house. Maybe you're borrowing a listing in a market where you want to have, build your own business sort of for farming. So you can do that sort of thing here and in the account. And then next we have connect your CRM. So when we're capturing your leads, we email them to you automatically. We also drop them in a page inside the account called leads. And we can also drop them directly into your CRM. Now, if you don't have a CRM, I highly recommend that you use our drip campaigns because we have a high open rate and we add a lot of valuable content. So it's really keeping leads engaged. And that's what a CRM drip campaign should do. And really, a lot of the ones that come from these platforms, they don't really engage people. They just give them information. That's not that useful. This is really worth testing out. If you don't have a CRM app, absolutely use it. And then we ask you to import your reviews. So if you have reviews from Zillow, Google, or Testimonial Tree, we can just sweep them in. And then you're kind of all done, right? There's a couple questions there. How'd you hear about us? But at that point, the system is set and you're ready to go. You're ready to market. And so a couple things that I like to always let people know is when you're thinking about your business, you might be thinking about you want more listings, right? And if that is a true answer for you, and I know that right now there are a lot of agents reaching out to us to help them find buyers, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But you should, and there's a couple things that I always like everybody to do. And one is to look at, we'll give it a second as we go there. There's a free home value page, and it's the first landing page that you see. And it has this really cool kind of suburban driveway look. And for a lot of areas, for a lot of our clients, it's this one here, it says free home values. That looks like their market. But there are a lot of clients. We have clients in Vermont. We have clients in the Pacific Northwest, in Arizona, and all over the country. And that does not look like their markets. So you can click this pencil and change the photo, and that's going to really help you, right? Because as people see that, and we auto embed this page in a lot of your tools throughout the system, we will be saying, hey, that affects your home value. Would you like your free home value? And if that doesn't look like your area, it's not going to work as effectively. Now, you do get a stack of other landing pages like down payer assistance and new construction and iBuyer and a few of these other ones. You can also create your own. You'll notice I have Property Valuation Plus for Honolulu and Folsom and San Antonio. You should probably have a few for your number one farm markets, right? Your favorite farm markets. And you do that by going up here and click Create Landing Page, Add New Landing Page. Property Valuation Plus is your landing page, or that's the one with instant home value. And you type in the name of any city and click Create Landing Page. And that creates that with a very generic look. It has like a laptop on it. This over here is what it looks like. So you want to click the pencil and put a picture of Boston or Houston or wherever you're doing this, right? Then once you've done that, now you can start marketing. And I want to kind of start here to show you a little bit of how to think of listings to leads. And that is whether it's a listing like just listed or open house or sold, or whether it's a landing page like what is your home worth or expireds or FSBOs or empty nesters, or whether it's in any of the 80 PDF guides. Once you have that in the system, we're always going to give you a number of ways to market it, to get it in front of people. Facebook ads, Google ads, a free social media post. Now we do a lot of free social media posting for you, but the ads get name, email, and phone number, and they get a lot of leads. The posts, you might get a few leads every month from that. That's not going to change the shape of your business. So we give you an e-flyer that you can copy and blast out on your leads in your own CRM. We give you a call script if you want to call people and talk to them about this particular landing page or a particular listing. And we also give you print tools, postcards, door hangers, prospecting letters. I do want to point out that these letters are very effective at getting high quality seller leads. You do want to mail it to people with equity. Now, this is a San Antonio home valuation landing page. And if we look at this page, let's just look at it real quickly. You'll see why it is kind of important, right? So I put a photograph of the Riverwalk from San Antonio in the back of my landing page. And so that is reflected in the letter, right? Whatever photo you put there. It says, hey, home sales are in San Antonio. That affects your home value. Scan this and go get your free home value. Real simple, right? You can even edit it. You could say, 30 homes sold last month and the high is here. That affects your home value, right? And so, but when you mail this to people with equity, with people that have owned their homes for a while, well, now you're doing something really smart. And we have a company called Express Copy, who, if you have an account with them, you will see this green button that says print and mail. And I'll show you what they do. So what they have is a national database. So you want to click get the mailing list of people with equity. And you want to change this to, in this case, to San Antonio. So that it's focused on people in San Antonio. And you can say in a 3-mile radius of San Antonio, but they only mail it to people with equity, okay, with more than 6 years ownership. And that kind of letter is really important to get in front of those kinds of people. You can use this person, but if you have your own list from Remine or RedX, you can also just download these and mail it yourself. And that can be a great thing to do. So that's landing pages. Since we're in this area over on the left, let's go look at PDF guides. I mentioned that there are 80 PDF guides, right? And 40 are for buyers and 40 are for sellers. And just like we did with the landing pages, if we click marketing tools here, you're going to see a lot of ways to market a PDF guide. Now, these PDF guides, when you sign up and we, I said you're going to drop in your logo and you're going to put your colors in there. All those colors and all those logos in your headshot are going to be on every page of every one of these PDF guides. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long. So just like the landing pages, you can run an ad on Facebook, Google, you can share it for free on social media. You may recall that in the setup wizard, we are already set up to auto post these throughout the year. So you don't have to post these one by one. If you have a database, if you have a CRM with a bunch of leads in it, you can copy this, that link there, that photograph there, you click on those, you're going to land on the page where you can download it for free as long as you give us your contact info, right? And then there are print tools, and there are, postcards and circle prospecting letters. So that's kind of PDF guide. guides. We talked about social content. We talked about landing pages. Let's go look at listings. So remember, in the setup process, you gave us your MLS email, and we should be sweeping listings automatically, right? And if you don't have listings, I would recommend that you borrow listings. You know, there's no problem with doing that. And especially if you know, with the higher interest rates, listings are sitting on the market much longer than expected. And you might reach out to somebody who has a property that's been sitting there too long and say, hey, can I borrow your listing and run an ad on it and find or market it to find buyers? And you know, you will often hear, yes, that would be great. And if you get that answer, come to the listings page, click this green button that says add listing, and then click grab. And all you got to do is drop in the zip code and the MLS ID, and it will be dropped right in here looking like your listing. So I have an active listing right here. I'm going to click market listing. Now, when we click marketing tools for a PDF guide and a landing page, you have a more limited set of tools. But when you're marketing a listing, you have much more tools, and they are all very effective at capturing leads. So the first one is Facebook and Instagram, the ads, right? And this, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call, is the best way of getting a name, email, and phone number of all the tools, okay? Now, we also do free social media posts, and the post looks a lot very similar to the ad. But it only reaches some of the people who follow you, right? When you run an ad, it actually reaches like 1,000 to 3,000 people. 1,000 to 3,000 people see it, and you capture leads from that, right? When you put it on your Facebook business page, only 5% of your followers see that. And if you have a couple hundred people, that means that maybe a couple dozen might see that. Not a lot of people. That's why the ads are so powerful, because they're reaching out beyond your networks and just hitting people that are in your area. There's a seller social media tool, really great if you want to, you know, get more referrals. We email this to you automatically. But this tool here, the Nearby Homeowner Letter, is the #1 tool for getting high quality listing leads. Okay. And it's not, you don't get the most amount of leads, but you get the highest quality. And I'll explain to you why. We'll look at this, because you should definitely, this is something that a lot of our clients consistently use. And I'll show it to you and give you an example of how they do that. So this is, first of all, this is a piece of paper, okay? So you're gonna print this, and when you do that, it's, you know, it says, hey, I've got a home for sale. Go check it out. Scan here, go there, go check it out. Take this to your own computer and go do that. And then it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home value. And go here to go get your free home value, right? Now, this is the free home value page that I was mentioning that I said was auto embedded. And that's why I said, if that doesn't look like your market, you might want to change that background image, because now you're going to ask for their address. And if they give you their email address, they're going to get an instant valuation from Onboard Infometrics. We're going to copy you on that information, their address, their contact information, and the values, so you can start a conversation with them, right? And so the key is you want to get this in front of homeowners, right? Because it says, hey, we got a home for sale, and that affects your home value. So you want to get that in front of homeowners. And just like we were looking at with that landing page, Express Copy will mail this to people with equity, right? So let's click and see what that looks like. So you click get the mailing list, and it's going to say, you know, wherever that city is, it's a 1 mile radius. You could change it to 2 or 3 or more. But they only mail it to homeowners of single family homes with more than 6 years home ownership. So these are people who, you know, might want to be selling. Now, they do charge $1.85 per letter. So they download it, they fold it, they put it in an envelope. It's a white envelope, and it's from your address to the homeowner's address, right? And it's a simple letter, right? We don't want it to be a heavy read. We want them to go get their home value, and then we send that information to you. So it's so fast. You literally just click on, you know, print and mail. You figure out how many miles you want to go, and you click submit order, and it's done. You don't have to worry about it. I do want to show you, though, that in the mastermind group, our clients are a lot more focused on that tool, and they're not going to leave it to Express Copy, right? And what they found, this lady here, Pat Motley, I think has been a client of ours for 14 years. And she consistently, every time she has a listing, she will mail out 100 of these just listed out to her farm market, right? She doesn't use Express Copy. She actually got a list from Remine, and she just mails that list. And then when the home is sold, she will mail out another 100. It says it's just sold and that affects your home value, right? But she does something that I've never seen another client do before, and she prints on the back, okay? So she uses Microsoft Publisher. So she prints on the front of the paper, she prints it in the back, then she hand folds it and writes these envelopes, right? And I don't know if you can see it, there's little like stickers to close it, little circles. Why would she go through all that effort if you can do it in 3 clicks in about 15 seconds from Express Copy? Well, the reason is that on the first batch of 100, she had 4 homeowners calling her for home value reports. On this batch, which is the second batch, she has another 4 people. So from one home, she got 8 more listings from 200 pieces of mail. A lot of our clients know this story because our clients have been talking about this tool for years and years and years. It is our #1 way of getting listing leads. Mail this to people with equity. You can do it yourself, like Pat's doing it here. A lot of our clients have been doing it themselves, but a lot of clients, especially newer ones, they want to use Express Copy because it's easy, it's done, and it's out. Probably won't get 4 listings per 100 because not everybody's going to open it, right? But it's still a very effective way of getting it out. Now, we do create postcards. We do create e-flyers for your database, so you can copy this and push it out on your CRM. And we have database call scripts if you're going to be calling your leads and single property websites and virtual tours. And we have, I'm going to skip open house for a minute. We've got listing flyers, sign writers, even ways to get to Craigslist and for bloggers, and QR codes for the listing. Anytime there's something in print, it's always going to have a QR code. But we also have an open house marketing toolkit. And I want to kind of pause a moment because we've talked about a little bit about Facebook ads. I've mentioned it a few times, but I have to share with you what we're seeing from our clients right now. And right now, it seems like a tough market out there, right? Interest rates are high, homes are selling slowly, getting listings is still important, and it's competitive, right? So it's, not as many transactions. It's a lot of people are not, they need more business. So I want to share with you what we have been seeing from our clients, which is getting them business and keeping them busy. And it is this, it is hosting 2 open houses every weekend, 2 to 4. Some people are actually doing 4 open houses in a weekend, right? And then they are running 2 to 3 ads every week for like $50 or $75 or maybe more, depending on your budget, right? All those leads coming in, and those leads could be driving people to the open houses. And the open houses, our open house marketing, just like all the tools I've been showing you, are designed to find those homeowners that are coming through the open house and to showcase what you bring to the table to sell a home. So if you think holding 2 open houses means putting a couple of dates in the MLS and waiting for things to happen, that's not what we're doing here. Okay. And I can't go deeply into our open house strategy and tools and everything that helps you, but the nearby homeowner letter is one of those things. And running an ad on an open house is another thing. But there are a few other tools that are used by our clients to really show their branding, their marketing expertise, and bring that to the front of an open house, right? So every week, Scott does a call, which is on our YouTube channel, which I know I put right here. And it might be here on the live page where it actually talks about open house marketing. And yeah, there's actually one coming up today. And if you have time, it's at 5:30 p.m. or 5 p.m. I can't quite see it this afternoon. If you want more business, if you want more listings and you want more buyers, you really need to be thinking about running open houses using our system, because it finds buyers, it finds sellers, and it's working for a lot of people. And so just to kind of repeat, what we're seeing that's working is when our agents are doing 2 to 4 open houses every weekend, and they are doing 2 to 3, even more ads. We have groups running, 8 ads every week. So let's go look at the ads page and talk about the kinds of ads that people are running. And for this strategy, you want to focus on homes that are for sale. And just so you know, and let me ask, I'll ask real quick. I see a lot of people on the call. Let me know, have you run ads on Facebook with our system? Just give me a yes or no, okay, in the little comments panel, because it's really important. A lot of people have heard about Facebook ads for many years, but to go inside of Facebook and run an ad, it's not easy. And not only is it not easy, it changes about every month. And we have their software, so we don't change it. We just check all the boxes that you need to check to create a successful ad. And you do that you can do it on the listings page. We'll just do it here. You go to ads, create a Facebook ad, create a listing ad. And of this strategy where I'm telling you that people are running, 2 to 3 ads every week, they are only running ads on homes that are for sale, just listed, or open house. Okay. So we're not doing later stage ads. If you run an ad on an under contract or pending or sold home, the call to action is it's something like, this is going to affect your home value. Click here for your home value. We're not doing that. Those leads actually cost more. I do another class called Top Tools for More Listings. And in that one, I definitely say run ads on sold properties. But for this open house strategy with Facebook, you want to focus on people who are looking to buy. Okay. You will find sellers in there. That's just naturally going to happen. But if I click on this, which is for sale, and I leave it on lead ads, that means that the lead is pre-populated from the profile on Facebook. So what's really happening is, if you point somebody to a landing page like here or here, and you say, hey, go there, land on that page and type in your information, that's not going to work. It's just, that there's scams all over the country now. Like, you answer the phone, you have a scam. You get an email, there's a scam. You run an ad on Facebook and you get a scam from from Facebook that says, oh, you've done something wrong. And then they take over your account and it's all hard from there, right? There's just scams all over the place. So nobody's really that comfortable typing in their information on any web page, right? But when you run an ad like this and you say, hey, this home is for sale, we write the ad, right? You can change these images. That's really important. But I'm going to show you this, and I'm only showing you this for your knowledge because this is automatically happening, okay? When we click create new form, this is automatically happening on every ad. It says, what's your time frame to buy or sell? And then this window pops up and it says, would you like that information for whatever it is on the open house or on the PDF guide or landing page? And the answer is yes, submit my information. And this form that you see, full name, email, and phone number, is already full because they pulled that data from the profile of the person who clicked on the ad. That's why the lead contact is about 80% accurate, because they're not even typing it in. And people are very comfortable saying, yes, submit my info. So that is a very important kind of piece there. And you remember when I was showing you in the mastermind group that this guy had 3 ads running, all $50 ads, those leads are coming in just like that. Just they're filling that out. Okay. Now I'm just showing this to you. You don't ever need to see this again because it's all automatic. All you need to do is click, I want to run an ad, choose the property. If you want, well, remember I mentioned that 6-minute video earlier. You definitely need to watch that because you want to make sure that these pictures here are optimized. They are the best photos to get the best results. And that's it. I mean, if you want, you can say, hey, great schools, right? Maybe it is. Or if it's an open house, you can say open house in this case in Pleasant Hill. And you can say open this Saturday, open this Sunday. And please, I know you know this, but I just have to stress it. I talk to agents every day, of the week, and you need to run an open house ad on Tuesday or Wednesday, not on Friday, especially if it's on Saturday, because you know what? When you run an ad, Facebook has to approve it. They have to look at it and say, yeah, this is okay. And sometimes that takes 24 hours. So that means your ad's really only going to work for 2 or 3 hours, and that's not a lot of time. If you run an ad, in this case for $35, buyer leads on Facebook cost around $3 each. Okay, on average. Could be a little bit more. I've seen it go all the way down to $1.07 per lead, which is great. But if you are running an open house ad and you give yourself 24 hours and 20 of those hours are stuck in waiting to get approved, that's not going to help you. But a lot of our clients are realizing, they're learning, because we're learning as well, that when you increase your budget from 35 to 50 or maybe to 75, you actually get a lower lead cost. There's a price per lead. And when you run the ad, you can see what the price per lead is. And when you put more money, Facebook gives you more leads at a lower cost. Typically, we're seeing that. So that's why our clients are starting to get comfortable with $50 ads, because they're getting more leads at a lower price per lead. But that's it. You just pull it here, make sure the photos look right. If you need to add anything there, don't make this really long, and click create ad. And you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. And Kelly, you're saying no, your ad is blocked. So nobody's run ads with our platform here of the answers that I'm getting. Let me ask, since I've been talking here, does it make sense how you run an ad? Since everybody here has said no, and Kelly, you might want to reach out to me, and I can look at your Facebook ad account. There's always weird things, but let's do this one more time. You click on create a Facebook ad. You can borrow a listing and pull it in here. You can run ads on sold properties, but for this discussion, we're doing early stage, so that's for sale. We leave it on lead ads. That's the important lead form. And we click create ad. And all you have to do, well, you should change that budget to 50 right there and click create ad. That's how you need to create it. Yeah, Kelly, I'm at Vince. Yeah, you had scammers. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. And I'm going to so Kelly is mentioning that their account was scammed on Facebook. And I just want to kind of stress that, because when you start running ads on Facebook, somehow other people can see that you're doing that, and they start emailing you either from Facebook, either inside of Facebook, or in your email. And you get a message that says, like, you have violated the rules, you've done something wrong, and your account's going to be shut in 24 minutes or hours, and you need to log in here to fix it. That it's some language, something like that half the time. And you log in because you feel like you done something wrong, and now they have your codes and they lock you out of your account, and they run a bunch of ads on your credit card. And that is a real bummer. And yeah, so a while ago, haven't fixed or paid, but I need to use, yeah, exactly right. So you need to fix it. So I don't want to take the time to show everybody what you got to go look for. It's usually in the payment billing system, but if you reach out to me at Vincent Listings to Leads, I can help you look at that, because this is actually super important. The thing about any business, but especially real estate, is if you want more business, you need to talk to more people, right? You need to have more conversations. Our Facebook ads get name, email, and phone number 100% of the time. Just like that is how the thing is built. You can use all the other free tools that you want. You can mail things, but you are not going to be guaranteed a name, email, and phone number. And when you get that phone number, text them. Text them first, warm them up. Say, hey, I saw you were looking at that home in Danville. You know, is that good for you? Do you think about any other towns? You know, you ask them real simple questions. Don't write a big paragraph about everything you know and how great you are in that house. People don't want to respond to that in text, right? So just simple back and forth questions. And that will, at some point, they'll say, okay, thank you and goodbye. Or, you know what, I'd like to talk. Can we schedule a call? I'm going to show you that we actually have AI ad software that does that for you. Because that's actually going to be important. As some of you are new to us, oh yeah, Kelly got burned for a lot of money. You're just learning about Facebook ads, so you might want to run one or two and see how it works, and then kind of make a decision like, okay, I want to, really work on this as a strategy to really find more clients, not just run ads and have fun marketing, right? Now, since we're here, I'm going to show you that we can also run ads not on just listings. We can run an ad on a landing page. So some of these are good ideas and some are not, right? Because let's say I have a Walnut Creek home valuation landing page, right? And I can actually type in the zip code for Walnut Creek right here, and it'll pull some stats. And I'm going to leave it as lead ads because I like my leads with name, email, and phone number. And let's look at what happens. Okay, now remember, when I said when you're running ads on homes that are for sale, those leads cost $3 each. When you run an ad on a home value landing page like this, these leads are often $14, $15, $16 each. Okay. And you can see it's kind of pre-written. 37 homes sold in Walnut Creek, May. The high was here. That's your home value. Click here for your home value. So you can do that. I don't want you to do that until you join me on my other class, which is called, it's not on live, it's on videos on the YouTube channel. You should all actually be watching this, called Top Tools for More Listings. It's right here. And it says, it was a month ago, more listings with print, ads, and email. Because when you run an ad like this in Walnut Creek, you could really be wasting your money. Okay. And I'm going to give you a short story and then we're going to move on. Whenever you run an ad on Facebook, its default settings are this town and a 15-mile radius. Okay. This town and a 15-mile. It doesn't matter. It could be, Memphis and a 15-mile radius, Orlando and a 15-mile radius, Tampa and a 15-mile radius. Okay. And in some places that works. Where I live, that does not work. Okay. And I'll show you why. You see, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a white area in the middle. That's Walnut Creek. And a 15-mile radius is almost everything here. There's literally 1 million people who will see my ad, even though I'm only targeting these people right here in the middle. That's why you need to watch Top Tools for More Listings, because I talk about the workaround to make this work. And then it works really well, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through to make that happen. But you can also, we're just going through some of the ads that we can create. You can also create ads on the PDF guides, right? And, I don't think I really recommend doing PDF guides for buyers, because with our Facebook ad software, which I was showing you how to run ads, you get $3 leads and sometimes like $2 leads, and they're good leads, right? But with a PDF guide, when you're running an ad, I must not have clicked that right. Those leads can cost $10, $12, even $15. So it's more money for the lead, right? So I don't, but you can certainly do that. You can also run landing pages and PDF guides on Google. So when you take my class of Top Tools for More Listings, you will see that there are a lot of ways to get listings, sold ads, home under contract ads on Facebook. But you can also run PDF guides and landing pages on Google as well. And that is great to do, because Google is the #1 website in the country, and everybody asks questions on Google. They don't go to ask questions on Facebook. They go to look, a lot of Americans spend time on Facebook every day, and they're looking at what their friends and family are doing, and they look at the things that they follow, right? And that's why when you lob, hey, I have an open house, or I just listed, just sold something, it's relevant to that person right at that moment. But when you run an ad on the #1 website in the country, well, the question is, how do I sell my home? What's the commission when I have to sell my home? What are taxes? Any kind of real estate related thing. It's keywords that they type in, and our ads build in keywords. So your ad can show up on page 1. Those leads are typically more expensive. Okay. And so you don't have to start there. But if you're in the business and you need to have listings, you probably already know you need to have Google, right? You already know about Google. And if you're the thing about Google ads is a lot of agents don't understand how to do it. Okay. And because it's hard, but we have Google software, so we turned it into 2 clicks. You can save yourself hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every month by running ads yourself here rather than paying a Google ad expert, which is basically doing the same thing. I've actually been talking to a lot of people who are making that switch. Let's see here. I can text right away even, or do not text list. Oh, that's a good question. So Dana is asking, I can text right away, but even on a do not text list. So when you run an ad, there is language that's like privacy TCPA language. So even if people are on a do not call list, when they submit the info, they are already giving you permission to call them and text them. That's how the ad is written, because we're definitely cognizant of TCPA kind of rules, and we don't want our clients getting in trouble. So yeah, yes, you can text them. And now that we talked about ads, I want to talk about a very powerful add-on. I mentioned it earlier, and it is that we have, actually, I can't go here. Because I have that. So we have, there's a rule that we can't show leads on a film that goes on YouTube. On this leads tab is a little box at the top left that says AI lead follow-up. And our AI lead software immediately jumps on your leads. Okay. So if you're going to be running ads on Facebook, like I said, maybe if you're new to it, you do 1 a week, or maybe you do a couple a month, and you just see how it works. But then you kind of realize, like, okay, if I got to text, 15 leads every time I run an ad, and each of those leads needs about 10 to 15 touches, that's going to get bothersome, right? It's okay for 1 or 2 ads, but if you're kind of following this strategy that I'm saying, where you're running 2 to 3 ads for $50 each every week, you are going to have well over 100 leads, and you're not going to be able to keep up with that. And that's when you decide to choose the lead package, the AI follow-up package that suits the volume of leads you plan to hit. So the price, just so I wish I could show you, but I can't show you the leads. You can kind of buy a package for 50 leads a month. Okay. You can buy an AI package for 100 leads, and 150 and 200 and so on. And just to give you some idea of where every agent should literally be thinking is, if you spend around $300 to $350 every month on Facebook ads, only on early stage homes like just listed, active, or open house, if you spend $300 to $350, you're going to end up with about 100 leads with name, email, and phone number. And if you're comfortable texting 100 leads every month, multiple times, to get them to phone calls, do that. But if you want our AI text follow-up and you're generating 100 leads right now, I think it's $100 a month add-on, and it converts 11% of our leads to phone calls. And I'm pretty sure you're all comfortable on the phone, right? If you're in real estate, you've been talking to people, you know your value. So that is something that I highly, highly recommend, is getting a Facebook ad campaign, because you need to talk to more people, right? That's, if you want more business, you're going to need to find people. Now, we also have our follow-ups, or maybe you're dropping the leads into your CRM and you got your follow-ups going on there. But the our AI software is converting 11% of those leads to a phone call. And we give you the whole dialogue, and we questions and answers. We email it to you and say they want to schedule a call, and then boom, you do it. So there's a couple of other really cool things that you need to be aware of. And this one, so I talk to a lot of clients as they sign up, and I always ask, like, are you going to be on a listing presentation, right? Are you going on anytime soon? And sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no. And when the answer is yes, I let them know that, hey, if you go here into the listings page and you manually add a listing, manually, because maybe it's not on the MLS, right? And you change it, you put the status as listing presentation here, you can just fill out a few things and put one photo in here. You don't even need a big property description, because nobody's going to see it. And you save it and you add one photo, and we will create a listing presentation for that home with the homeowner's name on it. And I have one right here built for you. And I want to say every week for about the last month, I have been talking to agents. So if you're going to be in a listing presentation, reach out to me and I'll help you do this. Because in every time I've helped those people do this, they come in the mastermind, or they just say, hey, I won that listing. This guy here, or this lady here, Tamara, she's in our mastermind group, was just in there a week ago. And I set their office up, right? But she's the broker, and she was out there, and I said, you got to do this. And let's see, it's right here. She's like, yeah, she's in South Florida. And she did just what I'm showing you right here. She created a listing presentation of the home, and she downloaded it in PDF guide. And then she presented the flipbook version. So we're going to wait a second while this bakes. So that image of the home is the image of the home, right? When you created the listing and you said it was for that address, it's now it takes our generic one, which is already powerful, and it puts in their photo, and you can say, hey, I do paid ads on Facebook and Instagram. There's your home. That's what it's going to look like. I do social media marketing. I put it on YouTube. I mentioned that to you earlier. That's what it's going to look like on YouTube. And I do print marketing. I have a nearby homeowner letter. We've been talking about all these things today, right? So you now know kind of a little bit of what these things are. I do email marketing, sphere of influence marketing. What I am reading to you, nobody really can do. No agent can do all these things, right? And I want to point out that right here, this page that we're looking at seems to be the closing page. So if you're able to go through all that, and you want to read this a few times to just know what it is. It's what we do automatically. It doesn't say listings to leads. It's doing this for me. It says, this is what I'm doing. But if you stop here and say, hey, while we're talking, why don't you whip out your smartphone there, homeowner, and take a picture of that code? And that will pull in a mobile optimized website of their property right on their phone, right while you're at the kitchen table. That's pretty much closing the deal. Obviously, you bring a lot of value to the thing. You can continue to go through it, all the kinds of ways. I had a client, Tamara there, she just went out, she got a listing lead and took that and closed it. But I actually had another client from Florida just a few weeks ago, and he noticed that a listing got canceled, right? And it was a beautiful waterfront listing in Florida. And he reached out to him. He said, hey, you know what? I'm a realtor too. And he somehow got an appointment, and he calls me. He's like, hey, I got this listing appointment. How do we do this? And I just said, well, just go create the listing, add a few data points, and put a photograph in there. And he took that listing presentation there, like I showed you. And he said, once this man saw that QR code, because now, people, I can tell you, we've had QR codes and listings to leads for probably 13 years. 13 years. Nobody knew what a QR code was until COVID. Okay. Now everybody knows. Realtors like, oh, I got to have QR code for everything, right? it actually really is important in a listing presentation to say, I'm mobile optimized. Not only am I social media and email, savvy in marketing your home, everything is mobile optimized that I do, right? That puts you way ahead of your competition. So definitely, if you go to the listings page, you will see that there's already a listing page, listing presentation already baked for you. It's not personalized to a listing because this is like a little more generic. But if you click on property marketing plan, this is the same presentation in a PDF format, but it's more just like with generic photos of homes, right? So, and you can still present it, if you are suddenly in a position where you need to speak about what you're doing to sell a home. This is already sitting your account. It's just not listing specific. It's the same exact thing, right? Just different photos of homes, right? So that's really awesome to know about. I think one other thing, let me ask a question here. If not active, so all you need to create is an address and one picture, correct, Kelly? Does everybody here have a website? Which ads can I put for buyers? Alberto asks. Alberto, can everybody hear me? Sorry, I just see that this question came up. Alberto, run ads on properties that are for sale. Can everybody hear me? Could you put a yes or no in the panel there? I'm not getting an answer, but okay, thanks, Scott. Yeah, let me send a message to Daniel real quick. Daniel. Well, I'm not going to, we just have a couple minutes here. So, okay, thanks everybody. Let me make sure I answer everybody's questions. Yes, everybody has a website. If you don't have a website, we actually have an agent listing website. It's a free part of the system. So since everybody here has one, I'm not going to waste a lot of time with it, but I do want to point out, if you recall at the beginning, I mentioned that we're going to sweep in your reviews, right? We're going to automatically sweep those in. And when you do that, we give you a website to showcase those reviews. So I want to show you the website because it's powerful. Just like everything else that we do, it captures leads. But you can take this website, if you got your reviews flowing in, you can take this and all your reviews are here, listing presentation. They can download it for free as long as they give you their contact information, right? You can, we've got your landing pages here. And we've got all those PDF guides that are branded to you on every page. Yeah, download it for free. Just give us a little bit of information here, right? And then download it for free. And then your listings are going to be here, right? And you can configure what's on top and what you want higher. But if you see this page and you have listings in it, let me show you what you need to be doing with this. You take it over to Facebook and you share it on your Facebook business page. Okay. And not on your business page, just on your personal page. And you then say, hey, tag your client. All right. And say, hey, client, thanks for that review. It was wonderful working with you. There's a big picture on this thing, right? Like on social media, it's going to look like, I'll give it a second. But the thing is, when you tag, it's going to look like this. My reviews. It's going to say your name, you're the realtor, things like that. When you do that and you tag your client, all their friends and family and colleagues who are, sharing information with them and following each other on Facebook are going to see that. And now you know that when they click on it, there's just a whole lot of lead capture here for you. There's all your reviews, there's all your listings, all this is there. So definitely use that, because if your reviews are on Google and Zillow, occasionally somebody's going to see that. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. But if you tag your client, now your clients, friends and family and colleagues are going to see that. And that's a much warmer lead because they already know your friend, right? They already know your client. So that's going to be an easier lead to convert. So that's my story for today, guys. I hope this is helping you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to sit here for a little bit longer. If I haven't discussed anything, or if there's something that you want that I haven't mentioned, please let me know in the question panel. This call is being recorded. It will be on our YouTube channel. And definitely, lean on our support team. If you need to schedule a call with me, I'm Vince at Listings to Leads, and I can send you a link where we can book that as well. I definitely reach out a lot to our clients to make sure that they have everything set up and that they know the exact tools that they need to fit their business. Because we have a lot of tools, and some of them, might really be what you're looking for right now, and some maybe you'll get to later. I don't see more questions, so I'll put my email here. If you do have questions, I know some people had problems with their Facebook account, and that is really can be ugly. Yeah, Kelly, I'm sending it in to everybody right now. It's Vince at listingstoleads.com. So feel free to reach out. If you need a team account, you would want to reach out to me. I set up brokerages around the country, things like that. And since I don't see the one I sent was returned, yeah, Vince at listingstoleads.com. The one I sent, my email, that's my email address. Thanks everybody for joining me. Appreciate the questions. I hope this helped you. Please make sure, I literally tell people this, and you may not want to hear this, but when you get to this page, if you watch 2 or 3 rows of stuff, you're going to know what we do. And if you understand how to unlock our platform to help your business can grow. We've had clients double and triple. We had a client, I think in a 6 to 8 year period, go from a rookie, 2 years in the business, to having a team of 24 agents and being the top agent in an office of 1,000. Everybody who's grown their business have learned how to use our platform. So please take some time, invest it here. Our system is super powerful. It does a whole lot, but yes, I know it can get overwhelming. That's a double-edged sword of having a lot of value, right? There's a lot here, and that can overwhelm you. But once you chew off bit by bit, that can really be, to your advantage. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Okay, bye-bye.